Guys, and welcome back to another MCreator or Northwest Trees Projects tutorial. I was thinking the MCreator channel. Anyhow, we have basically a chest here with a whole bunch of cobblestone in it, and this is basically my mine. I can't remember the name of the mod. I'll tell you the truth. Mine. It's early in the morning. But yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the entity to come to the barrel. We're going to set up a couple waypoints for this entity, and he's going to basically transport all the cobblestone in there. So let's grab the spawn egg for the entity itself, and we'll place that down here. This is basically the texture I worked on for the entity. It's just the shirt is pretty quickly done, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It has kind of like a shine to it. So anyhow, when you're looking at the entity, what you can do is you can do MineThralls. That's what it is. So we can basically set the map profile. So we can give the map a profile. This is the admin command. And then what we can do is once we have the chest for the entity, what we can do is we can basically use that same entity ID, and then we can set the hauler and then the block for what, or the task that we want to do. So in this case, we're starting the block location, so the start block, and then what we want to do is set the start item. Now for general, basically a starting point for something with an inventory, you need to specify the inventory, the item, the slots, and the block type. If you're just making a kind of like a relay position, which is, I'll explain how to do in a little bit. So there's 27 slots in here because there's exactly 27. 9 times 3 is 27. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically set that up. But now what we need end position. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to come all the way over to here, and we're going to start setting up the end block. So we can use Minecraft error for a block to kind of indicate that we're using a relay. So a relay is basically just a checkpoint to specify something a little bit more direct line. You can use this to get around certain things. We're going to set the position now for the block, and then we're going to also need the item. Actually, we don't need the item specifically, but we do need a task. So end tasks are basically what helps with the relay system. So we want it to run task 1 once it's complete. And then what we're going to do is we can do fail commands and the fail XP and all that other stuff too. The fail XP and the end XP are only configurable by players, and the fail command and end command can be configured by config by the server or host. So those are a couple things. So we're going to set the start block for the task 1 now. And we're going to just specify Minecraft air, and then we don't need to set anything else up outside of the coordinates for the block, and everything else will be good from this point. So that will basically consist of that part. We can go to the final destination now, which is directly over here, and then we're going to set up the end position, which requires a whole bunch of stuff. So we're going to set the end block, and we want to make sure that it's the right namespace and all that. So it's a barrel, then we need the item, so we're going to be putting cobblestone in. This needs to be some item, not air, so it will basically indicate that it needs to run the script. And then we're going to set the position, so we can just use the tab to auto select the block we're looking at as long as it's selected. Slot size, again, this is 27 because there's 27 slots. And then we can run a few other things. The command at the moment doesn't really work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I haven't really figured out why it doesn't work, but this is basically what you would do if you were to type the command in. It was working actually in another save, and then it decided not to work when I was recording this. So yeah, so tell dev the player, which would be the player that you're telling, and then the message. So there's very few select commands, but they can be edited in the config. I'll probably do a tutorial on that specifically once I get it more stable. But right now we need to start the task, and then we're going to select the task that we need to start. So we're going to say 0, and you might notice that he doesn't do anything. So this is currently designed this way because I didn't want the script running all the time. So we need to run continue, and he will start going to the position and stuff. So the continue, start, and pause are all commands that can be used with the CMD endTask thing as well. So you can tell them to stop once they reach a location. So if we open up the barrel, you can kind of see that he's thrown it all into the chest here. He has an inventory, so he'll actually carry it at least 27 slots full of items. So we can grab all this stuff and go back, and we'll put it back into the chest, and then we can basically run the task for him to go back. Now you'll see the path that he chooses to get back to the location. So this is a little bit of a different path because it's the closest relative area. That's where the relay system comes in handy, because if you want him to follow a specific direction, you can do that with making a relay task checkpoint kind of thing. So he'll go there, he'll grab it, and then if we open up his inventory, you can kind of see he has all the cobblestone. He'll make his way back to position 1, or I guess the end position, which is over here. And then he'll quickly go to the direction that he needs to go. So in this case, that way. Now the targeting area is pretty big. It's about 2 for the block. I've tried to get it working where it's, smaller, but AI pathfinding, they have troubles on flat surfaces, so I need to have it on 2. And this is vanilla AI, so it's not like I can really change it or anything like that. But the command at the moment doesn't work. I thought maybe changing it to the end position 0 might work as well, so we'll give that one more try. We'll grab all these items, and this will also give us another chance to test with other items inside the slot. So we'll put like 9 or so slots, and then we'll just fill the rest with planks, and then we'll clear this, and then we'll tell him to go to 0, and then he'll be on his way over here. You can kind of see he's on his way there. You don't necessarily need to have him stop at that position. You can tell him to automatically go back to the position using endTask, and then he'll automatically do that. So it will be on a loop. So that would work as well. So as you can see, he took all the cobblestone. He's probably got it all in his own inventory, and he's on his way back to the position where he needs to go. So again, he's following the path for the checkpoint, the nearest block within 2 blocks. And then he's going into drop all this off into the barrel. So this should work with cross-mod compatibility as well. So you should be able to do any item, any block, because it's using the Minecraft registry for the item that selects all the items and selects the blocks and all that. You can also put armor on them, and there is armor slots on the left-hand side here. So there is shields, boots, leggings, chest plates, and helmets. These will all have different values of armor depending on what type of armor it is. So that will kind of get affected for the entity based on the attribute for Minecraft armor. So if we look at the Minecraft armor, and we're going to just select our entity and then basically get the value of it, you can see that he's wearing 20 points worth of armor. It can go up to 30 for customization. That's how high the actual armor attribute can go. So I've rounded it to that value. But we can play around with different values, and you can see it was 6 and 17 depending on what combination of armor we had in. So you can actually be a little bit more defended with the attribute if we add armor to those slots. Shields also give a little bit of a buffer on armor, and when they're attacked, the armor does get damaged. So, and there is also auto healing, so they'll kind of heal over time, which is pretty cool. And there's also difficulty for attack damage as well. So we can change it to peaceful, and you can kind of see that there's no damage, and there's different values based on that as well. So that's kind of the mechanics that I have so far. There's more to come. I just haven't been able to find the time to actually figure out that command problem and stuff. Sure, there's a simple method of doing it, or some reason why it's not working on sometimes, but obviously the armor is pretty good. You can have different combinations of it, like netherite and all that other stuff, and it will all calculate. These are using tags for each item, so I've basically put them in a category for specific items, and then it calculates it automatically through those tags. So because certain ones have certain values, like for example, the helmets for netherite are the same as diamond, I think. So I put those under the same class. Anyhow, that's basically it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, rate the video, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.